Okay, Coach. Well, from a place that's officially been recognized as the loudest venue in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium right here in Kansas City. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Arrowhead Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Good route there. Watch the whip.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Cook following the penalty. Darren Lee there to get him down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Used to have a coach just tell us all the time, those scouting reports aren't just to use up paper, guys. Well, nowadays, we're watching a computer screen, right? They scouted this team very well. Know that they like to use the running backs in the passing game. They covered that play successfully.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
It's our time. It's our time.
Play action now. Cousins. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Cousins. And Cook has it left side. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be 4th down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This is taken at the 3. And some room to work. And he's out of bounds, but not before getting across the 50 to the 45.
We spent so much time talking about the physical side of the game. How about the mental side? They just gave up a field goal, but they didn't get down at all. Big-time return. They're set up to try and at least tie the game up.
Got an open man. It's Pringle. A gain of 6 there on first.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Everson Griffin make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They give it to Williams, running right. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Zoom, fellas, let's go. Mike 54. Let's go, let's go. Mike 54. Mike 54. 6 man. Check curls, check curls, check curls. I don't need to. Okay.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Well, he's going to go for it all. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. Butker, what a pickup he's been for Kansas City the last 2 years. Remember, he was drafted by Carolina to be the eventual successor to Graham Gano. That didn't pan out. Casey got him as a free agent. He's been really good.
Yeah, Gano said, oh no, I'm keeping my job. But Butker found his home in Kansas City, a franchise record for points scored in his first 2 seasons.
And now out comes Minnesota. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture and looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
They run again on 1st down. Cook. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
First. Give me that ball. Hey,
On 2nd down, Cook. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Out of the pistol, here's Williams. Holton Hill, the one there to bring him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Caught out left side by Robinson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, and they'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. We remind you that coming up later tonight, we've got a good AFC battle in Baltimore. The Super Bowl champs, New England, in town to take on the Ravens. And then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, the Cowboys and the Giants from MetLife Stadium to wrap up this first weekend in November. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Mike Spopo. I got you. Two.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
44's the Mike. 44's Mike. Check. 300. Check 99. Check 99.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Hey, Ken. Yo. Show it up. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Spopo's the Mike. Mike Spopo. 6'6", bullet high. Just me and you. Check. Gun. Fresno.
Cook. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Yellow, 180. 54, Mike, 54. Yellow. Check. Delta. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Hey, tighten down. There you go. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now Mahomes. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 2nd down, it's Cook, and he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Left side caught by Diggs. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards.
Mike 50. Let him know.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
I know, easy.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And complete right side to Cook. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Watch the pass. 44 is the mic. 44 is Mike. Check. Too low.
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins escaping the pressure right to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Cousins. Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. He's at the 30. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Point after, up and good. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half as it's 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick six. Cousins rolling to his right. Lets it fly for Thielen. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Final play of the half. Cousins. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the second half here with Williams. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Silver. 300. Check 26. Check 26.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the ground, it's Cook. And he'll get down to about the 26-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Handoff comes to Cook. And an alley to run. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, 26 yards. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22.
3 buzz. 57. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. For the younger fans watching this, you might think Vikings, Chiefs, and not see a lot of history in this game. But this is part of the NFL 100 series because these two teams met way back in Super Bowl IV with the Chiefs winning their first and only Super Bowl title. The Vikings, of course, still yet to win a title. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Linval Joseph able to record his 5th sack of the season.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And an alley to run. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
Well, it's not going to be a first down, but that's a nice job of picking up yardage on 3rd and long. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you. And in this case, it wasn't enough to pick up the first down.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Let's go. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Draw play. Cousins to Cook. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They'll go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up for him.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce.
That?
8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Cousins. He wants it all for the end zone. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From the 25 on second down, Mahomes. He's going to look deep. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
I got this.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
From the 35 on second down, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Cousins on first down. Throw left side on target to Thielen. Touchdown, Vikings! Adam Thielen, his second touchdown on the season. And the interception by the Vikings D leads to a touchdown. Barely got the extra point. Elsewhere, they have gone to the second half in Carolina. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Mecole Hardman, the intended target.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They start the drive with Cook. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be second down. We're back now in KC. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Well, Last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag.
Off the play fake. Cousins. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Frank Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
The Vikings on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. Here's Cousins. He's got his rookie tight end. That's Herb Smith Jr. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs on 1st and 10 at their own 18. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got his man. That's Mecole Hardman, the rookie. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th.
That's another Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the
Mahomes now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
Watch 54, watch 54. All right, here we go. Let's go. Yellow. Hey, let's get there. Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4. It's our field. It's our field.
And again, it's Mahomes. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs.
15. Charlie, 54. Mike, 54. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Right there, 54, right there, right there. 15.
Mahomes going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Yellow. Seam 6. You don't want it. Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4.
Mahomes throwing on 4th. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to be incomplete. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Quit talking about it.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
Slam, slam, slam.
Here we go.
They'll run on 1st down. Cook. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, 43 yards. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Alpha. 40's Mike. 40's Mike. Come off the ball hard.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get it.
Now Mahomes to try again after the pick 6. It's Kelsey on the ground. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Hey, 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Hey, keep it up. Keep it up.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. On 2nd down, Williams. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Safety's creeping.
Grace don't travel. Grace don't travel.
They run it again with Williams. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A third down pickup of 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Rolling to his left. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
It's Hill, complete. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. The Chiefs on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Mahomes now to throw, and he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Well, it's been a tough day, but they finally were able to get one into the end zone, and maybe the offense will feel a little bit better about itself going into next week.
And if you're a coach taking that into next week, I know you're upset, but it is a little bit more respectable, somewhat of a moral victory, right?
Yeah, they probably won't say a lot of that to the team, but it is true. It's something for them to build on, and then they can call their mom and tell her, hey, Mom, for your fantasy points, we got you a few down the stretch.
Jihad, 180, lucky 50. General West. Jihad.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Minnesota, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, their season is on life support somewhat now at 3-6. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.